Well, it's going to be critical for the Eagles' defense to limit what the Lions' offense can do unless we see – and it's just like this weird variety pack from the Eagles' offense. One week, it's Saquon Barkley. Then one week, the week in Minnesota, it was Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and passing the ball. And then Monday night, it was back to random play generator. And, look, they're going to have an issue with A.J. Brown. He had 2 targets until that last play when the Eagles tried to deliver the dagger. And Devin and I talked about this yesterday.
That was the weirdest.
From a football standpoint, it made sense because I mean, no, I'm not saying that it was we broke down the nuances. It makes sense to try to take that shot because they weren't expecting it. And the ball was underthrown.
Right.
The ball was underthrown. If you put that ball out there, there's a good chance A.J. Brown's going to go get it. But my theory was that Nick Sirianni, in part, was influenced by the fact that he avoids multiple days of A.J. Brown frustration, distraction talk if you just can deliver that 50-50 ball to him.
He put them away
and
right
make it
there.
work like we've seen it work before.
Right. Yeah.
It's not a talking point at all after the game.
I hear you. No, I hear you all the way. I still think that was a dumb decision. You pooch punt the ball down there. You let time come off the clock. And then even if it's a touchback, time comes off the clock. They have the ball at the 20-yard line with no timeouts. Like, it's not feasible for them to do anything. The game's over. So I don't know why they did that.
For the first time ever.
Right.
For the first time ever in the history of ESPN Analytics, the recommendation was not go.
Yeah, seriously.
I wasn't sure it had any switch other than go. And the first time that the recommendation was punt, Nick Sirianni defied it. And, hey, we saw a couple of questionable coaching decisions this week, from coaches with elite teams. Mike Vrabel on Sunday at the end of the half.
Yeah.
And Sirianni on Monday night at the end of the game. And it worked out. But, man, if it had blown up in their faces, if the Packers had forced overtime and won that game, that is all anyone would be talking about. And those passionate Philly fans would be ready to run Sirianni out of town.
Yeah, we'd definitely be going crazy about it. There's no question about that. Now, getting back to what you said about the Eagles' offense, yeah, it's frustrating. We've unpacked that in a million different ways. The offense is limited, right? I mean, Jalen Hurts is not going to let them do a whole lot. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is, right? But I think also within last week, too, don't judge it too harshly because that Packers defense is awesome. I mean, they're awesome. They really are. There's no doubt they're one of the best defenses in football. I mean, it's embarrassing that their offense can't help them win games when they stop teams to 13 points. I mean, that is. So there is that. But yet, yeah, the Eagles and everything you're saying, you can't deny that. You're right. They're frustrating. They leave a lot of meat left on the bone. They don't play to their potential. They're basic, right? The one thing I like what they do is when they get underneath the center and run the ball I formation like they did in the first drive when they moved down the ball down the field and then Jalen Hurts fumbled. That, to me, is one of the best things they did against the Giants when they exploded before the bye week. They got away from that right after the first drive and then didn't get back into it until later in the football game. But, yeah, this is where this game is awesome too, Mike, and just that Philadelphia and Detroit usually get on the field, and when teams play them, they go, oh, my gosh, they're so much bigger than us. So that's the first thing you have to adjust to. They're going to steamroll us. They're going to overpower us. Here's one where you go, that's not the case here. The Eagles can't just chalk it up and go, we're going to overpower the Detroit Lions. No way. The Lions, they're gigantic too. Their 2 D tackles are what, 700 pounds combined? I mean, so you're not just going to move them out of there in one-on-one matchups, right? So that's something you look at right away. These are one of the few teams that match up with the other team in a lot of different ways, whether it's Eagles match up with Lions or Lions match up with Eagles. And that, to me, again, we're going to get into, now who can make plays on the outside? Who's got the better, gimmicks to their game plan that day? And that's what's going to be fun about this one as well, because it's going to be clash of big people, and then it's going to be, wait, we got to be creative to make some plays here because this damn game's even.
I want to ask you a question that I raised yesterday with Devin as we were trying to figure out whether it was just bad offense or good defense on Monday night for both teams.
Yeah.
What do you look for when you're studying film to come to the conclusion as to whether a lack of yards first downs and points is attributable to defense is good versus offense doesn't know what it's doing in that given game? What are some of the things you look for to let you know whether it's defense imposing will or offense spinning its wheels in the mud?
Well, I think when I look at like defense imposing will, right, when you start to look at it like going, oh, whoa, wow, like when they run the ball, they're not moving that group at all on the defensive line. And then when Green Bay would drop back to pass, Green Bay, now one of their problems is they have no short to intermediate passing game. There's no surgicality. There's no systematical just destroying of an offense that way. So that's it's an offensive problem, all right, but still getting back to the defense and where you look at it, you go, hey, that's a pretty good offensive line in Green Bay, right? Oh, they can't move them at all in the run game. Ooh, they like to throw the ball down the field in Green Bay. Oh, he can't hold the ball too long. I mean, you saw him. He likes to sit back there and pat the ball. He was that whole game going, wait, I want to wait. Oh, crap, everything's collapsing. You got to get it out. I got to throw it away. I mean, and then I think when I watch on film too, you look downfield and you look at what's going on down there and you go, whoa, okay, wait, Quinyon Mitchell's all over this guy, and whoa, Vic Fangio's got everybody kind of dropping or in the right spot to where Green Bay's trying to throw the ball with everybody else. So that's kind of what I look at from when I see good defense, right? I don't go, oh, that was good defense when the quarterback's got, 7 seconds to throw and they can throw the ball anywhere around the football field or it's good defense, right? There was 8 people open on a certain play and the quarterback didn't find a completion. That's not good defense. That's horrible offense or bad execution, right? So that's what you got to kind of look at on the film, and you hear me say phrases of what was there to be had and stuff like that. And, that's usually what I come away with. I hope that was a good answer there.
No, that's good. And you mentioned Quinyon Mitchell a couple of times. It is worth pointing out that 21 teams passed on Quinyon Mitchell before he was taken by the Eagles at number 22, proving yet again
right.
the richer get rich.
Right.
And I remember Mitchell was one of your guys from Toledo, but he was one of the guys you were high on.
Number 1 corner in the draft.
What was that? Was it an injury thing? Is that what it was?
No, it was just Toledo. It was Toledo. That's all it was. If he was at Ohio State, he's a top 10 pick. If he was at Texas, he's a top 10 pick, right? I mean, I can name a number of defensive players that were drafted last year and go, they're not as good as Quinyon Mitchell. It's just Toledo didn't make everybody feel warm and cozy because you only got to see one. They played Ohio State. He did pretty good, right? But there wasn't enough of that, and that scared people. But, yes, I think there was definitely a number of people in football, too, that were like, wow, Quinyon Mitchell's still on the board at pick 20 and 21. Right, because I know there was teams I talked to that were like, we might take Quinyon Mitchell in the mid-teens or 14 or 15 and that. I mean, I remember having those combos with people. But, yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's what scared people, Mike, and he's phenomenal. And then the addition of Jalen Phillips, where you've heard me wax poetically about him for years too. I mean, he's with a guy that believes in him. You heard his comments post-game the other day, Jalen Phillips, like, man, just being here, a winning team, the energy in the locker room. He never played at Lambeau. I mean, the Eagles just have some ballers. And, of course, Detroit does too. And that's why there's so many fascinating matchups in this football game that I'm pumped about.
One of the things about Jalen Phillips, and I don't know if this is as simple as ugly uniforms versus not ugly uniforms, he looks like a different person.
Right.
In Philadelphia.
Right.
He looked like a different guy on the sidelines. And maybe I just hadn't noticed him this season with the Dolphins, but I didn't recognize him. And I think having the different number, but the uniform may be it.
It gives you a different look.
And he
right.
He had a hell of a debut.
Oh my gosh.
For the Philadelphia Eagles. And if he stays healthy, he's going to give a boost, to say the least, to that pass rush. And they love to have that rotation, but he's a guy who can be an anchor of that rotation and get a lot done for the Philadelphia Eagles.